Hello YouTube and YouTube viewers, it is Cody Williams again, and it's time for episode 3 of Balloon Artist Q&A. Ask a Balloon Artist a question. So this episode, another 5 questions. Again, I'll try to put the 5 questions at the beginning of the video, somewhere you can just kind of scroll through, and there'll be an annotation on the corner somewhere, so you can fast forward through what you don't care. So question number 1, Josh Jones. So originally I was trying to do these questions in chronological order until I realized just now that Google Plus, depending on who likes or comments or what, the comments go out of order. I went to the very bottom of the page and started doing them on the way up and realized that the order changed. So it's not chronological. I'm trying the best I can to be chronological, but oh well. So anyways, question number 1, Josh Jones asked, I would really appreciate advice on starting a balloon twisting business. What licenses you need, what taxes affect us. Is it better to just file your taxes under self-employment? I've been twisting for a while, but I am considering taking it to the next step. Thanks. Tabitha Miller asked the same question. Well, first you need to get a DBA. You have to get your business name published. So you got to go to, it depends on the state, depends on the city. I went to, City Hall, and I got a business license for my name for QT Entertainment. I then had to go to a newspaper and have it published for 2 weeks so that it was, official, however. And you keep all this documentation; it's really important. And then when I went to my bank, I then opened a business account, and I had to have my documentation saying that my fictitious name. Well, so you're getting a fictitious name. That my fictitious name was published. And I did this many years ago, so I'm trying to remember the steps here. So, City Hall, fictitious name. If you ever get confused, Google it, or just ask questions, which is what I did, because I hate Google. I'm not good at it at all, so. Then I went to the local newspaper, had them run it. It cost $75 to run it for a few weeks, I think. It was like $20 to get the fictitious name done at City Hall. So it's less than $100 to get it all done. And after that, you need to get specialty insurance. So specialty insurance, you want to name your business name, and then you're under it. So I use Bomba Insurance. I'll leave a link if I can remember. If I don't remember, someone comment. I'll put it in there. So Bomba Insurance is who I use. World Clown also has one. There's a few of them out there. I use Bomba because I use fire, and they cover part of the fire in my policy. So taxes that affect you. So taxes are tough because you're your own business, and they don't teach you this in school, which they should. Unless you took a college class, but not in regular public school. They don't teach you your taxes or any of that stuff. So you need to, so I make sure that my events give me 1099s. So if I invoice them, I ask for 1099 for it. So my restaurants all give me 1099s, my big parties do. Birthday parties sometimes don't. Sometimes it's cash under the table. So anyway, that's the thing. For writing things off as a balloon artist, though, is fun because you can write off miles to and from certain gigs. If you're a home-based business, every time you leave, it's a mileage you can deduct because you're commuting to your own house for work. Also, you can write off your wardrobe if it's not something you wear regularly. For example, I'm not going to write off what I'm wearing now, but I might write off a pink bow tie. Who knows? You write off all of your balloons. So save all those receipts. You write off your apron, everything. You write all it off. And you can write off the size of your office. Do the math on how much of your rent equals that office, and you write that office off of your taxes too, from your rent. Cell phone bill, whatever percentage you use your phone, write that off in your taxes too. So my cell phone bill is partially deducted, and some part of rent's deducted, and things like that. But for taxes, it's self-employed for sure. Don't let your agent do hobby earning. Don't let your agent do income earning hobby. Don't let her do that. You can't write off nothing. It's the worst ever. Don't do that. H&R Block is the worst for that. I use TurboTax and I do my own now. My grandfather before he passed away was not an enrolled agent, so he used to do my taxes for me. So he taught me how to do all that stuff. Rest in peace. Died a few months ago. Sorry. Tabitha asked about hiring people. I would do no compete waivers. No compete waivers don't always hold up, but they're nice to have. It scares the college kids are teaching a little bit. So do have no compete waivers. Give them 1099s. That you're paying them, because that way you can write off what you pay them on your own taxes. But that's a little tougher to do. You have to look. I can't tell you all that in a video. Just Google IRS how to send someone 1099. IRS.gov has all the questions for that you're gonna ask for. But most important thing for this question is fictitious name, DBA business account. Try to keep it separate from the real account. Bam. All right. Question number 2. What is the best balloon convention to attend, and what makes it the best? This was asked by Melissa Shirk. So, my favorite is WRCA, which is Western Regional Clown Association. It's in Laughlin every year in November. I will always be there. It's my favorite one. And that's because the balloon's pretty good. I mean, Buster's been there a couple times lecturing. I've taught there. Jeremy Johnston has taught there. A lot of really good artists have taught there. I'm not saying I'm one of them, but I've just taught there because I've been going there for so darn long. I taught unicycling, so don't worry. I'm not teaching balloons there. I actually did last year, but... So anyways, I like it a lot because the balloons are good. It's also got a lot of clown stuff, and a lot of balloon artists are anti-clown, and they just don't know why. They think they know why, they don't know why. So go to there, it's an awesome convention, and the clown art form is really dying, so it's really cool to go to and see some original professional clowns, and you can incorporate their actions in your own act. So when I work, I'm very clowny. I'm very animated, I pretty much have a clown character, but I don't wear the clown costume because it's become cool in society to have colorophobia, the fear of clowns. Even though most people don't, they just think it's cool, so they're scared of clowns. That's my opinion. I may be wrong. That's what I've noticed in my experience. So and they also have juggling classes, they've got unicycling classes, they've got face paint classes, they have clown development and character classes, comedy classes, magic classes. It's just a really all-around great convention. It's a long one. It's for 5 days. So it's the balloon school you want / entertaining school. So WRCA, Western Regional Clown Association. Google that if you can't find it because their website's, I forget it, but it's Western Regional Clown Association. That's my favorite. Now for just balloon art, I like Twist and Shout. To me, that's Balloon Nationals. You know, it's the American convention for balloon art. I've never been to WBC. I hear it's a lot of decorator stuff, and that's why I'm not gonna, break the bank to go to a decorator convention. I do very little decorating work. I'll do some deliveries here and there, but I'm really a twister entertainer first, and then balloon art second. So I like WRCA, Twist and Shout. PJM on the Road was awesome when it was around. That was a good one. Bling Bling Jam, that's pretty good. Steve Klein just started that one out. Go to Bling Bling, I'll be there again, I'm sure. Unless I'm out of the country doing something else in July, which I might be, but we'll find out if that books. So, Bling Bling Jam, Twist and Shout, WRCA, World Clown Convention's pretty fun. Again, it's a clown convention again, but I'm not a clown, but I go to these because they're a lot of fun. Those are my favorite, I guess I should say. There are more, but those are the ones I go to in my area. Hamburg Balloon Jam in Germany, I'll be going to that one in November. I'll be lecturing, so that one's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm doing Balloon Flare, so that Balloon Flare DVD that I want to do eventually, that I keep being lazy and procrastinating on doing, I'm teaching a class on it at Hamburg Jam, so that's the thing. Then, all I can think of at the moment, there's an Australian one, I forget what it's called, but these are the ones that I know about. Twist and Shout, if you can get to it. World Balloon Convention's pretty good. The balloon art there is insane, but it's a lot of decorator stuff too, and I've just never been to it. But I love WRCA. It's a West Coast thing. It's in Laughlin, so if you can get that one, go to that one. I'll be there. Question number 3. John, oh my god, I should have thought of it before I tried reading this. Bendinsky's. John Bendinsky's. Telemarketers must hate you. Alright, so he asked, I'd like to know about busking and or carnival / street work, how you price the balloons individually, do you replace the balloons when they pop for free? Also, I started making archways and columns and have no idea how to price them. Ooh, what in the world are they worth? That's tough. So for pricing, if you're doing decorating work, 'cause that's a decor thing, arches and delivery stuff, you need to get a menu together. So once you figure out the prices you want to charge, ask balloon artists in your area. I'm not the best on this one, but I'll tell you what I do know. And like I mentioned before, I'm not always right. These are my opinions. Get a menu together though, so your customers can just boop, pricing catalog, and that way you're always consistent in your pricing for deliveries. Entertainment can vary. Deliveries, you need a pretty consistent thing. Busking and carnival stuff, make sure the laws are really different where you are. Venice Beach in California was free to just go play, versus if you go like Santa Monica, you had to pay for $65 a year for a permit. I think is what it was. But there's different permits for busking in certain areas. And then also, even with a busking permit, you may not be able to charge And that depends on their merchant laws. So I can't answer that because it's so different from city to city, not just state to state, and definitely not country to country. Typically though, busking is the easiest when you're working just for tips. I always replace balloons that break. I do it at least once. If it keeps breaking again and again and again, I tell the kid, I'm sorry, I can't fix it anymore. You have to get a new one. And then, the parents have to tip me again or pay for another one from charging. But I always fix it once or twice though. But only if it's an accident. If a kid's just being rough and like popping because he's angry at it. Archways! Oh man, so charge by foot. That's what I was told to do. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe by yard, but charge by length of it. And that's like the length of the arch. So you gotta remember like a 5-foot doorway is gonna be like a 15-foot arch or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. So that's tough. I'm not too sure how to answer that. But I also think of it this way, how long does it take you to build? And charge hourly by how long it takes you. So build a few arches, time yourself, know how much time they take, and then when a client says, I have this big of an arch to make, you're like, okay, that's gonna take me 2 hours. And then charge, whatever hourly rate you do. I charge a smaller hourly rate to build balloons at home than I do at a party, because I'm relaxing on my own making a balloon, So I'm not, entertaining anybody while I'm doing it. Sometimes it takes longer, but it's more relaxing. So for example, 125 is my price per hour for entertaining. 75 an hour, $8 an hour is how much charge for me to build something. So a balloon delivery, like a 6-footer, takes me an hour to build it. I'm charging $80. And then delivery costs, if it's not at a party I'm already going to. So if it's a party and they bought it, I'm gonna be there anyways, I'll charge them for that. But deliveries is whatever you feel like charging for gas. Like local stuff, I'll charge $10 for delivery and $20. I don't know, depends on how I feel, really, because delivery costs is really vary. If it's far away, I'm gonna charge them, some time on top of my gas. So local stuff. Sometimes they're for free even. Man, this is a long one. I need more clips for this. All right, number 4, Loom Instructions. Ask me, what kind of things do you, that was a typo, to you. What kind of things do you say to kids while you are doing a more detailed balloon sculpture? It's letter U, letter R, so it confused me. Because I would have a long line and I need to keep people entertained. Very good question. That's why a lot of my tutorials are all about being entertaining while I do it, so that there's pattern you can knock off and use. Please use it. When you can't think of what to say, now we're making an ear twist. Now it's a loop twist. Now we're gonna make his leg. Now his head. Now we're gonna draw his eyes. Comment on what you're doing and just tell your audience what you're doing. And when you have an open dialogue like that, it's a lot easier to just think of things to say because you have an open dialogue. Typically though, when you have a design you make the same way every time, create a routine to it. My friend Kenny and Fudge once told me that the best way is make your balloon a story, make it a pattern routine. So you're making a balloon, each piece becomes its own little prop to your own little shtick. So every balloon, you have the same jokes, same pieces. Not only does it help you remember how to make it, but when you're twisting, you recognize this part, it tells you to be entertaining and to keep talking and doing stuff. So make pattern for your balloons, and if you don't have pattern, just talk about what you're doing. And I use a lot of open body language. I do a lot of flair. I pop things, throw them, catch them, do tricks and stuff while I'm twisting, and it's fun to watch from afar even if you can't hear me. Number 5 was asked by Theo Hera, what balloons to order? Again, sorry, John Bedinsky, because I couldn't even say your name. What balloons to order or balloons that you need? So, I'm not gonna say brands. I use a lot of different brands. I don't discriminate. So, 260s are what most artists use for their traditional things. I use 5-inch rounds for extra stuff, and I use hearts, my most common things. And then 350s, then 160s, and 646s. The 2 best are Qualtex and Metallotex. Most artists like to use those. I'm not going to say which one is better. They have their own ups and downs. I order my balloons usually from larocks.com if you're in America. Otherwise, if you're in Australia, get them from JJ. If you're in Phoenix, Arizona, go to Big Fun Balloons. They're right there. They're pretty cool. If you're in Southern California, go to Mayflower Balloon Supply. It's funny that I've gone to all these stores in person just because hey, I'm in the area, let's get some balloons. So find a good balloon store near you, and if you don't find one near you, find one with good shipping options. LA Rocks is one I use a lot because they have free shipping on orders over $150, and usually my orders that big. So there's just a lot of great balloon companies out there. distributors. So find one that you like. I have so many that I like that I use a lot of them. But my main one for my big bulk orders, because of the free shipping, is LA Rocks. Also, they do a lot for other artists too. But again, Qualitex, Talitex, the cheapest brands. 260s are the main twisting balloon that you use. Yeah, and where to get them, I added that too. So that is the next 5 questions. So that is episode 3. And I will put these 5 questions on the beginning. So you guys have a great day today, better tomorrow. God bless you guys. Have fun, and I will see you next time on YouTube. See you guys.